would you, if you were a different team, consider Tua if he left the Dolphins?
So I haven't been the biggest fan of Tua this year, especially how he's handled some of these situations. Remember early on in the season, he came out and called out some teammates publicly to the media about missing some player-ran meetings.
He did.
That should be handled behind closed doors. That's handled in the locker room. As a quarterback,
he did apologize for it.
He did, but you can't create those distractions. That's on video forever, and other GMs and teams see that. You don't want your quarterback doing that. So that's an issue for me. But like Kinsey said, I do think he deserves another shot somewhere to prove what he can do in this league. He did lead the league in passing yards. He was also 5th in touchdowns, and he was also top 10 in QBR. So in the right system, he's proven that he can be a starter in this league. I think his situation will have to be similar to Daniel Jones, to Baker Mayfield, to Sam Darnold, guys that went somewhere else as a backup, got a couple years there, and then finally got an opportunity to start. But with that being said, the most difficult part right now for Tua, and what makes this so complicated for the Dolphins as well, is that 4-year, $212 million contract that he signed back in 2024. Because if the Dolphins release him before June 1st, it's going to cost him $99 million, Skip, in dead money. That would be an all-time record. The record right now is Russell Wilson with $85 million a couple years ago with the Broncos. But even if they release him after June 1st, still $99 million, but now it's split. So it'll be $67 million next year and then $31 million the following year. Okay, so releasing him, most likely, but that's going to hurt the Dolphins. So let's try to trade him. Well, if they try to trade him, they're also going to lose $45 million in dead money. And on top of that, they're going to have to find a team that's willing to take over that contract, which I don't think they will. So what do they have to do? Maybe throw in some draft picks, maybe throw in some things to incentivize it. But even then, I still don't think a team's going to want to take that risk. So with that being said, because of the contract, not because of the player, but because of the contract, I wouldn't trade for him right now. What I would do is wait for the Dolphins. What they're going to have to do is cut him or release him. Have the dead money. It's going to take a huge hit to their salary cap, but then a team could sign him afterwards to a new contract, give him an opportunity to come in, be a backup, and then maybe eventually be a starter. But because of that contract right now, I don't think any team's going to want to reach out for a trade.
So you can see him being a starter again in the league?
I think it would have for him to have to be a backup for a couple years, or maybe go to a team that, off the top of my head, I'm not sure, but go to a team to compete for a job. But even then, you're limited with those options. So I think you'd have to go somewhere, be a backup. I mean, look at Sam. So Sam goes to Carolina, competes, doesn't work. But then he goes to San Fran with Shanahan and kind of revamps his career a little bit. Then he gets a shot in Minnesota. Same thing with Daniel Jones. He goes to Minnesota, learns from O'Connell. Then he gets a shot in Indy. So some of these guys that were first-round picks go somewhere to be a backup behind a starter, learn from some of these top offensive coaches, and then if he goes to the right system, I think he could potentially compete for a starting job.
I definitely wouldn't trade for him.
No, I can't.
I can't bring you in the building and pay you $50 million with that injury history, first of all. You showed you could play. Yeah, you could play. The wins is you showed you could play a little bit. You ain't really
in the right system.
In the right system.
Yeah.
The wins is there, not really there. It's okay. But for the $50 million, he honestly one concussion away from them highly recommending you retire.
I think they did the last.
They did the last, but this one they really gonna be highly Now his family gonna be like. Last time his family was like, man, if he want to play, we ride with him.
That is correct.
This time, his family gonna be like, all right, you made this much money, bro. We love you. we want you to see your kids. They gonna be recommending. So I think as a backup, backups make like $8 to $10 million. You know what I'm saying? The good ones. I think he get cut. He'd come in somewhere and be a great backup. I think he'll be a very reliable backup. You know what I'm saying? You know he could play. You know he's gonna study and know the system and produce for a few games for you, but I can't do it, man. These edges too fast. These D coordinators sending crazy blitzes. There's new blitzes popping up every week. You know what I'm saying? So I can't risk $50 million in a guy who's one head slam on that turf away from being done. You know what I'm saying? So he's just a backup in my eyes, honestly.
I agree with both of you guys, and I don't agree. I agree with not trading for him. I don't think you should trade for him and waste that money. But I do think that he's still a starter in this league, and I think somebody should take a shot at giving him a chance to start for him. It's a lot of bad quarterbacks in this league. We see it every week. And he's proven to be at his peak the best quarterback in the league. right?
Who?
By his play, by the numbers he did in 2023, right? Passing percentage.
He is capable.
What did he win in 2023 though?
But that goes into the system, into the team, into the head coach.
All right, but let's just talk about Tua. What did he win in 2023?
Oh, they didn't win nothing.
He didn't win shit.
They didn't win nothing.
Okay, well,
But
they ain't
gotta,
proving shit to
you
me.
got to go around. You got to
he
go
was still 11
and put some of that
But what did
on
he
the head
win?
coaches,
They
on the
lost
scheme,
both their playoffs.
on the defense. You know, it a lot go into winning. You know that in this league. But I think Tua, you know, he's better than a lot of quarterbacks in this league right now, man. You look at Arizona, you look at Oakland, you look at
Las Vegas.
Oh yeah, Las Vegas. Man.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a Bay boy. Hey, they always gonna be Oakland.
Shout out
but,
Oakland.
Yeah.
You know, it's
I'm
a lot
with
of
you.
spots. You know,
Yeah.
even Minnesota with the first round pick and J.J. McCarthy. Like, really, you do trust him in his future? What they got
No.
over there? So
No.
Tua is in my opinion better than half the quarterbacks in the NFL. Way better than the backup. Half, at least half.
That's bold.
At
That's
least
bold.
half. And the way he plays, his accuracy, his anticipation, you put him in a great system, a good system. You mentioned Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold didn't do nothing until he got to Minnesota and got with a good team, good offensive coordinator. So give Tua another shot, man. He could be the top of this league at the quarterback position again. I really believe that.
I think Tua could play. I ain't saying he can't play, but hey, that injury history, it's in your backpack, brother.
Yeah, I mean,
it go everywhere you go.
It's chasing him.
Yeah, it's
on his
there.
heels.
Yeah.
It's in
It's
your
definitely on
backpack,
his
brother. It ain't
heels.
going nowhere. So,
But man, shoot, everybody injury is right
I
on
know.
their heels, man.
but
Joe Burrow's injured.
Look at Herbert. Shit.
But hey,
Banged up every day.
I could fix my wrist. I could fix my toe.
Can't fix your brain.
That brain
Burrow
is
been hurt.
untouchable.
He gone. He in the tub. All the top quarterbacks gonna get hurt. That's just the league we in.
But it's the kind of injuries that I'm talking about. That thumb, that wrist ain't career ending. You know what I'm saying? My toe ain't
But it's
career
definitely
ending.
season ending. We
Hey,
season
in my
around
season,
here. Huh?
Yeah.
that concussion is gonna end your life.
Skip, you've been making
I feel
Skip's
you,
been
Lee,
making
for
some
sure. I feel
faces,
you.
so I'm excited to hear your
Skip,
opinion.
I know where Skip's going with this.
Yeah.
I love all you guys, but I don't agree with one word I've heard so far. I was on record
Which way
when
you-
he was
which way
at
you going?
Alabama before his draft, when Rex Ryan on ESPN reported that he had had 5 surgeries at Alabama, including concussion problems at Alabama. He was throwing at Alabama to a track team of Devontae Smith, Jerry Jeudy, and Ruggs, and Waddle. All those were there when he was there, and it helps make him look better than he is. So what I saw coming out of Alabama was a quarterback who's 6 feet tall, who plays shorter than 6 feet. He's not mobile, and he doesn't have much of an arm. So what's to exactly love about him? Well, Mike McDaniel worked miracles with him. And I got to give you this, because I look at the numbers in 22 and 23, but he was throwing to the best receiver, the most dangerous deep threat, I think, in the history of pro football, even Randy Moss, as great as he was. I mean, Tyreek was at his apex in 22 and 23. And Waddle was a 1,000-yard receiver in 22 and 23. And Tyreek led both years every category. He was the best receiver in football. And Mike McDaniel taught Tua to throw it way before he thought he should throw it, to spots, to anticipate that Tyreek's just faster than anybody who's trying to cover him. And if you throw it to where he's going to be, it'll work. And it worked at a high level. You're not going to win a playoff game, to your point. So they did okay at Buffalo, but then they went to Kansas City in the cold. You got no shot. And then he started to get exposed because the concussions kicked back in 24, and he missed those games. And he probably should have quit for his own good at that point. Yeah. But he and his family agreed, you love playing, let's go. And he got his money. And that's a lot of money. And so this year it got so bad that he threw a career-high 15 interceptions, but 8 times this year he didn't even throw for 200 yards. And in his whole career, he'd only done that 6 times in 3 previous years. So he was so bad that Mike McDaniel, who loved him and believed in him, gave up on him. And I wouldn't want him as my backup quarterback. I don't think he's not Sam Darnold, and he's not Daniel Jones. He's not. Those guys are big, strong, prototypical NFL quarterbacks.
Yeah.
What's Sam? Is he 6'3" or 4"?
6'3".
6'3". Daniel Jones is 6'5". Tua measured at the combine at flat 6 feet, and he plays flat-footed 6 feet. He just looks smaller. He plays little to me. I don't know, and I think he's a really great guy, and I was very surprised that he took that shot that he took. I think he was desperate at that point to deflect some blame off
at his teammates.
Yeah. Okay.
So none of it you think is the leadership of the Dolphins?
I just don't. They way overpaid him, and I said it at that point. I wasn't on this show yet.
But they definitely did.
But I did say no. It's you're going to eat this stuff at some point, and they're going to have to eat a whole lot of money. And again, nothing personal against him, because I do think he's a really good kid, like really good-hearted kid, and I think the team basically likes him. I don't think he's like a commanding leader. But this isn't personal. I just don't think he can play. I don't, unless
how many
you
years
give him
has
a Mike
he been in
McDaniel.
the league? How many years has he been in the
8
league?
probably?
6.
No,
6.
Yeah.
He has no playoff wins, right?
No.
0?
No.
Like, come on, bro. But what are you talking about? how can he be the best top of the league? What has he shown? Like, bro, a bunch of passing yards in the Shanahan McVay type system. I told you about these systems now.
Every quarterback is a system quarterback. You look at Caleb Williams, he was a bust last year. Now he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah.
You talk about Tyreek Hill. Pat Mahomes wasn't throwing it to nobody. He had Tyreek Hill too. So it takes a system like Andy Reid's, like Coach Cool.
TJ,
like
wait. If you compare Caleb and Tua, what do you see? Like
come
on.
Fucking not even close.
I mean, Caleb he's an extraordinary athlete.
I don't think Caleb can get a concussion because they can't even tackle him.
They can't
even get him on the ground. Bro, I don't see how the fuck he got sacked 60 times. I'm like, bro, seriously.
He got his ass on the ground last year.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I don't even see how. I didn't really watch him last year. I watched him a lot this year.
He know how to fall. That's why. He can take a lot of sacks.
Last year it
learn
was
how to
bad.
fall.
It was
he
bad.
took that chin.
It was bad.
That's why he ain't got no concussion. He taking all the damn sacks. He probably take falling classes.
I don't know how he get out of the pocket clean class.
See,
that's
Caleb make it look exciting, right? We love excitement, right? Oh, you brother. Hey, man, just get out the way. And he couldn't get out the way last year. It wasn't all his fault, because like you said, he's exciting. He's an athlete.
He was just doing too much.
When they on your ass, when them D tackles and D ends is on your ass, ain't nowhere you could go. And that goes back.
He's going
to
somewhere
system.
this year.
I can't tell you how many. I watched Caleb for 2 years at SC. I can't tell you how many times I yelled at the TV. Throw it away, throw it away, throw it away.
He's just been trying to do too much last year.
No, but then he would make a big play. And oh, shit, my bad, you got it. Then he would make a big play. Last year, I think he had to learn the speed of the game.
You forget all about it.
He had to learn the speed of it.
What worked in college doesn't work in the NFL, but now he's with Ben Johnson and he's adapting to the speed of the league.
Would you also say, after them few concussions, that I would say that his percentage of some of his accuracy went down because he was just trying to get rid of the ball before he got hit. Tua, right? No? Wrong?
I don't.
Man, I think you put Tua in a system, you get a Ben Johnson, Kubiak type offensive coordinator, and he gonna be a rise right to the top of the.
He got that right now.
Who? McDaniels?
Yeah, that's the
He lost best receiver though.
I'm just saying
he lost Tyreek Hill, did he not?
McDaniels is one of the coldest OCs to come from Shanahan.
But you're still throwing 15 interceptions.
I'm not saying he a bad player, bro.
Everybody had bad years.
The command as a leader is going to propel you to wins. And he just ain't winning no big games. He has some big wins under his belt, some playoff type, at least one championship appearance or something. I'm not saying he can't play, but I'm like, bro, the no wins plus the injury history,
he got
he's just a backup
to go against the Red Machine, man. Like, what do you want from him? The Super Bowl champs. He lost to the Super Bowl champs.
He always trash in the cold. Like, bro,
Miami as a team is trash in the cold. Whoever they got, they can't play in the cold. If you've been in South Beach all season and you got to go to the cold, it's going to shock your whole system. Miami has never been able to win in the cold. Dan Marino couldn't win in the cold.
Well, TJ clearly has some love for Tua, and he might be the only one on it.
He said he better than half the quarterbacks in the league.
I'm
taking Brissett over Tua.
Really?
What? Brissett lightweight nice.
He is.
I'm not taking Brissett over Tua. Brissett came in, he's a good backup, and you know with them backups, they play 1 or 2 good games, and then the backups show up.
All right, well, 85% of the chat would not take a shot with Tua, so we'll see where he ends up, but it's looking bleak for our man Tua.
That's great. Bub said he had better than half the niggas in the league. Oh, my God.
All right.
I had to go to the standards and start looking like, no.
TJ, I think you stick to defense, okay?
Yeah. Hey, look, we gonna win something around TJ, so I tell you that.
I would too.
All right.
TJ knew Skip was about to talk, so we had to show him a little love.
All right, guys, let's get to another quarterback question right now.